Welcome back. This is Rick Ward from Your Journey Transitions. I'm in the middle of a series of reviewing my very first series I did on 7 Steps to 40 again. It's been over 12 months, and I just thought I'd give a bit of review of how that worked, how all the different steps I was able to maintain them, how I tweaked anything, and some of the issues I had following and maintaining that over a length of time. If you haven't seen that series, 7 Steps to 40 again, I encourage you to go back and have a look. Those are some of my very first videos, and so they're pretty rough, but the information and content in them is very good and still applicable today. So have a look at those. As far as my life today and some of the issues I've had, I felt wonderful doing that series, and I'd lost 15 kilos of weight, trimmed right down, muscle tone and come back, and it come back really quickly. And if you have a look at those videos, there's 20 minutes of exercise of that. It was a consistency, just a little bit light duty, and my body just sprung back, and I felt great. My balance come back, my posture, I felt really good. I felt better than I had in probably since I was 30. The exercise, there's only 3 exercises I'm doing. Have a quick look at the previous videos. It didn't take much. Now, again, with all exercise, we join a gym and then we quit, and it's kind of like dieting. It's really hard to maintain, and it really is. I had the outside effect. I went on vacation to the US for 5 weeks, and being away, you're eating a lot of food that you wouldn't normally eat, and you're so busy, you want to make the most of your holiday, you don't really find even that 20 minutes for exercise, and kind of out of your routine. And so 5 weeks away, I did very little exercise other than a bit of walking. And so I come back and I was like, oh, I'll get back into it. And I started to get back into it. It was really difficult to kind of get myself back into the routine. It was really the help of my dog, Maddie. She likes the walk. She keeps me motivated. She gets to bed and say it's time to get up and take her for a walk, and that kind of boosts me up. The physical exercises, the weight-bearing exercises, again, difficult to get myself started again, but I adapted the mindset. It's kind of like quitting smoking. You fall off the wagon, you have a cigarette, but you just got to keep trying. The next day is a new day, try again. And things got in the way, work, whatever's happening. I had some suspected hernias before. They really didn't get in my way, but they seemed to be getting a bit worse. And so I thought I'd have that checked out. And so I had it checked out, and sure enough, I had double hernias. They weren't bad yet, having protruding, but I was starting to be at risk. And I thought, well, there's no sense risking it, so I'll go ahead and have the operation. So I had the double hernia operation, which meant I really couldn't do any exercise for quite a while. I think it was probably about 6-8 weeks before I started basically all over again with very, very light weights, and just slowly built it back up, and being very aware of that. I didn't do my sit-ups. I just started those. So it's almost been a year of not doing sit-ups. And so at the time when I stopped doing sit-ups, I could do them endlessly. I could do 100 easy. Now I'm back at 30. But last time I started this whole program, I could only do 3, so I'm way ahead, and I'll get that back. I do find it difficult to motivate myself, and I want to cut it short, even though it's 20 minutes, is that self-talk. But I just remind myself what I look like. I look in the mirror, and even now, through diet and relaxing, I put about 5 kilos back on. And so even though my muscle tone is still good because I'm doing the weight-bearing exercises, I see I'm putting weight on, I'm not really liking what I see in the mirror. So it's time for me to go back and address that. And if you look back at the video 7 Steps to 40 again on the diet, the only thing I did maintain was my morning. I have the yogurt and a banana, and I still do that, and that really holds me through the morning. But lunch and dinners, I love pastas and breads and things like that. So I've got into that, and that's put the weight back on, so there's some of it. But the interesting thing is my weight was kind of about 95 kilos before, and it didn't really fluctuate. It didn't matter what I ate or whatever, kind of just stayed there. And after my initial 7 Steps to 40 thing, and I lost those 15 kilos, I put 5 back on, but it's kind of staying there at 5. So the new norm for me now is about 84, 85 kilos. So that in fact is interesting. It's kind of maintained that. But I think I'd like to get back, lose that 5 again, and get back to around 80. Again, it's hard to make a priority. When you're feeling really good and healthy, it's hard to motivate yourself to go back to dieting for a short while to get my weight back down there. But again, looking in the mirror, not really liking it. I made a decision on my belt for my jeans. When I had lost all the weight, I cut it down, so I couldn't expand back down. That's my little reminder too. Every time I go to tighten my belt, if I'm on my last hole in the belt, then I need to be doing something about that. And so that's another motivation, little mind trick I do with myself. So when you look at all that, I still maintain the exercise. Very difficult to do it, but adopt the mindset that just focus on how good I felt when I was down at that weight, and the weights and the balance is a big thing. You know, I feel confident on my feet again on ladders and things like that. And I just focus on that. That was important. And looking in the mirror and liking what I see back. So those are things that motivate me to keep going. It hasn't been terribly difficult. I do enjoy the walking. It's still mental health that really clears your head. And my dog keeps me motivated for that. And so 12 months later, there's some challenges, some issues that's happened along the way that's interfered with my routine. But overall, 12 months later, muscle tone's good, balance is good, posture's good, feeling confident on my feet again. The only thing now is probably just a bit of cosmetic, just losing a few more pounds again. So that's where we are 12 months later. So I look forward to you joining me next time when we continue with this series of 7 Steps to 40 again, 12 months later. Until then, this is Rick Ward, your guide to retirement stages, wishing you an extraordinary retirement.
This is like a cocoon.
What comes out of a cocoon?
Butterflies.
Are butterflies beautiful?
Yeah.